everyone. It's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live Live, reactions and bold predictions. And this feels a little nostalgic because we did predictions to how this was going to go down 3 years ago, I think. And watching this take place, we go back and realize that we were pretty good at this. We were pretty good at calculating how this would go down. It was almost like watching some of the things that we talked about. Really, really solid episode tonight. So I see the super chats in the house. So I want to start out with acknowledging all of you guys. First of all, thank you for being here. While we're playing Play Dead Live, we get a lot of Walking Dead fans, a lot of gaming fans that come in and said, where have you guys been? We have been here. We haven't went anywhere, but certainly we're talking about the show. We got a lot of things going on. Bones in the house. Walking Dead is back. We are going to funnel it down. Absolutely. Westwood Chronic. Damn good episode. Absolutely. Valar, hello 99 Army. Kills great mods. Channel members. We got Deadly Dimes. Says Rishon, The Walking Dead is back. And then we got, of course, my main man, the Ocean Man. The Walking Dead is back. If you're not talking about it with 99 Army, you are not doing it right. So I see a lot of names that I recognize, and certainly if you guys have not been on one of our streams before, we like to do a couple things. This stream is about all of you. It's almost like a reunion. I see the names. I see J Dev. I see Donnie T on the backup. Cassandra. So many great people here. So let me start by doing what we always do. I know you guys are going to overinflate the score, but just be honest. Tonight's episode, if you had to limit it from a 1 to a 10, give me tonight's score in chat. Light it up right now, and I'll give you my score. I'll give you my honest score. We see 10, 9, 10s, 10, 10, 10, 9.7, 10. Shaman Sheila giving it 10. Sea Kayak, 9.7. 10, Crimson Tide. 9, Northside Queen. 9, 9.7. 9.5, 8.8, 7.5, 8. All right, here it is. I'm going to give you guys know I usually don't get into the hype and the nostalgia and I've missed The Walking Dead and all of that stuff. It's a 10. It is a 10. I'm absolutely giving it a 10. I'm not even gonna ding it and give it a 9.6 or a 4 or a 3. It is a 10. It had all that. First of all, we waited way too long for The Walking Dead. So for that alone, it is a 10. I am into the hype, absolutely. We've got Gemstone in the house, missed out, funnel season. So let me start out with a couple things because I'm going to do something a little bit different. Wes, there's no Enid rolling play, so a 9. Okay, I can see you coming in from that angle. All right, let me do this. I'm going to start out by capturing some of the things that many of you might have dinged it on, right? And said, well, it wasn't quite a 10 because of this, because of that. I'm feeling you. I'm going to be in the mode. So I think the first thing, if you were putting objections out there, is probably the 5 years, right? The 5 years. That's probably going to be one of the first things is what happened? We want to see a little bit more. I understand that, and I think initially you might have thought that, and it's probably like, well, you got to start somewhere. We said this a long time ago with The Walking Dead. We don't see every little thing they do. We don't see when they get up in the morning, when they brush their teeth, all the little details. So the developers and the writers, they have the challenge, and they're like, we got to start. We can't show every little detail. Here's what I'm going to say. I won't say I'll bet, but most likely, we will get little bits and pieces of the story. So if you gave it a 9 or 9.2 or 9.3, just because of the starting point, then I would say hold tight because there's going to be more story and more backfill, right? We're certainly going to get that, but we didn't want this to be like a Morgan soliloquy. We didn't want this to be just a lot of speeches. it kind of started, and then it gave you the action right from the start. There it is. There's Rick. He's on a leash. He's a freak on a leash, and he's out there, and he chops his hand off. I mean, if you didn't see the spoilers or you did not see this early, come on. You had to have Rick Grimes with no hand. It is like comic book city. So that was awesome. Only to be stopped yet again. Like, the hand is gone. Awesome. To me, that right there, that gave it an 11, right? So now I'm over a 10. So I could chip away and have a few negative points and still be at a 10 because of that. Loved it. Loved to have that, because it showed you they are serious. They're absolutely serious about Rick. This is going to be Rick. Not we're gonna be, we're gonna gradually ease you into things. We're gonna cut his damn hand off in the first 5 minutes of the show. That was cool. I'm gonna say that some of you might have given it a little lower than a 10 because of the Michonne and the Rick on the park bench, right? So maybe it's like, okay, the dream, the love affair is too much, but he has tried so hard to escape that's really all he has is this dream. And some people do this. I was reading an article the other day, and I don't know the exact science, but there's a way now to manipulate your dreams. Have you guys seen this? Like, there's a way that you can, it's not hypnosis, but there's a way you can actually condition yourself to dream about what you want to dream about. So I think because of all the shock and the trauma, no, it's not called lucid dreaming. There's actually a science. There's a science to it, right? So you condition yourself, and it's a new, kind of like a therapy. So I think that Rick has just sort of conditioned himself to do that. So he keeps continuing and picking up from where he left off. So he's dreaming about, when they met. And of course, none of it's accurate, but he's reintroducing himself. Westwood Chronic. Stop the bleed. That was like, you can almost hear the sizzle effect. So, at night he goes to sleep, and he keeps abruptly waking up. And so he's got his kind of fake reality, and then he's got his reality, and then he's got his struggles. 4 times this man tried to escape. So I think that could have, some people might not have liked that part of it, because it sort of gave you a little bit of the lovey-dovey side of it right after the action. And I was cool with that too. So I didn't take any points away from that. I like Okafor. If I were going to ding this episode, it's Okafor was starting to, in one episode, it's like I hardly knew you. So I would have liked to see him stick around a little bit more. He got blown up, and it was might have been Michonne that blew him up. So the irony there. I mean, isn't it a little bit ironic that Okafor has been doing all these things to keep the info from getting to Michonne, and she's the one that probably rocket launches and shoots him down? All right, so you got to at least see a little humor. Now, I did like Okafor, but that's the way it had to happen, I guess. A couple of things that I really, really thought were cool that needed to be answered. Civic Republic military, A's and B's. Now, I'm gonna go in my kills super prediction mode. All right, if you guys are ready for it, I'm feeling a prediction here. Give me a 999 in chat right now. I got something. Something's coming to me. I think this might be the way it's gonna happen. You guys know I get these feelings sometimes. All right. Jadis has got to be in on something. And here's why. There ain't no way in hell that Rick is a B. None. Zero. So Jadis had to lie to them to save Rick's life. Knowing maybe that Rick is the type of person, no, not just to keep him alive. See, that's where I disagree, Mist. I don't think she did it. Right, Crazy L? I don't think she did it just to save him. I think she did it to get Rick inside the CRM because she knows exactly that Rick is an A+++. That this dude, Beale, also known as John Locke from Lost, right? So Beale is evil. In my opinion, Beale is the one that is either leading his people astray or partnering, or there's just something going on. And Jadis might kind of have some insight into that. Now, keep in mind, I have watched episode 2. I'm not looking at spoilers. I'm just going on what I think the direction of the show is. So you've got, but Beale's not the one in charge. Beale is in charge of the military. And keep in mind, the military is protecting the outskirts of Philadelphia. When we get inside Philadelphia, which will probably be in episode 6, we're going to see the real issue. So what's a little bit confusing, though, just a little bit, is kind of what happened in New York. So, and I don't want to get too far off the topic of Maggie and Negan, but you got the Dama, you got people in New York, and we're still kind of waiting to see how that story is going to shake out. But you had Philadelphia, Omaha, and Portland. But then you've got Daryl over in France, and you've got New York. So the secrets are really the key here. What they're telling people, and I think part of it is they're making it look as if there's only 3 areas. But there's more than 3 areas, and there's bigger threats. So it doesn't matter kind of where you're at. Something is happening somewhere. And we know that. We know the world's bigger. We knew there was things going on in Texas with Morgan and John Dory and that group. Now, there are small pockets. And if there's small pockets, there's big cities, and then there's mid-sized cities. So it does look like we're gradually figuring out the story little by little. And we'll get the time frames little by little. You got the echelon briefing. We'll find out about that. But started out with 3, and now there's 2. All right, so you can't pick Rick's hand. Other than Rick cutting off his own hand, what was the most shocking part of tonight's episode? I'm going to read a few of your comments, because you guys got a lot of good comments, a lot of good interaction. So I want to get a few of you acknowledged in the stream. What was the most shocking? Rick putting the glass to his throat. Not shocking for me. He mentioned multiple times that he wanted to give up. So, I mean, I could see him getting close and never quite giving up. Rick talking about his father. We did get a little bit of the history. We found out his father was not completely honest. Yep. Over 200,000 people in the CRM. Yep, that's a big army. Jesus says, finding Michonne that fast. The only thing I'd say, Jesus, is it might not have been that fast. She might have shot down quite a few helicopters. In an episode or 2, she might say, hey, you were like the 10th helicopter I shot down. Finally found you. So we'll find out a little bit more with that. Marcia says, Michonne showing up this early. See, that just kind of tells me that the writers, Marcia, don't want us to go through seeing Rick Grimes as a private in the Army. That we want to see Rick Grimes on the run and fighting back and building up his own army. That's what that kind of tells me, is that his days in the CRM are over as of now. Because Michonne is there. It's about the 2 of them. Okafor getting killed, Isaiah. Ron says the kid and the walkers kind of messed up his escape plan. It's a good point. We got 6 episodes. This guy made multiple accounts to say the exact same thing. J-Town, you want to join us? You want to hang out? Or you just want to be an asshat? He's like, this guy used to have thousands of people. We have not done Walking Dead streams, but you are welcome to stay if you'd like to talk about The Walking Dead with the rest of us. If not, no worries. We're the same. We're the same we've always been. Nothing has changed. And I got a feeling that a lot of our old school Walking Dead viewers are going to come back. Because I'm already seeing them. I'm seeing Jay. I'm seeing Elizabeth. Ecom, right? This is our group. One of the things is people don't know that we're streaming again. They'll find us. And I am super, super pleased to see all of you guys. You know what? If we've got 20,000, 10,000, 5,000, or 5, I'm absolutely appreciative to hang out with all of you guys and talk about this particular show. You know, one of the things that, especially with the other shows, there are moments, certainly, that we did streams that we can really, really get into, but, you know, The World Beyond, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. But I'm all in with The Walking Dead. Certainly been having a blast with you guys. So, Maggie B, good to see you. I could probably spend a whole stream just saying it's good to see you guys, because it certainly is. So let me take you guys back about 3 years ago. And one of the big topics that we talked about was, why did Rick not make it back? And you guys, come on, Kills, you know, give us something. And we did entire streams. And we came up with theories that maybe, you know, he thought they were dead. Yeah, it was a theory. But the one common theory that we all came up with was he tried, right? That he tried and tried. But they were just too strong, and eventually they made Rick into a soldier. Like, we could not have been more right. We funneled that thing down, and we talked, and it's like, come on, man, I would die trying to get back. And you see, like, right at the start, he's cutting off his own hand to get back. So he has tried, and he's realized that it doesn't matter what he does, he ain't getting back. And finally, as Pearl Thorne told him, I love that scene. If there was one scene that really tonight encapsulated what I thought this series is about, it's when Pearl's talking about, you know, you got somebody, and he says, they're not dead. They're not dead. And she kind of looks at him, she goes, no. We are. Like, boom. There you go. If that did not hit home with you right there, it doesn't matter that they're alive. It matters that your life is over. And at that point, it gradually started sinking in a little bit more and a little bit more. Finally, till we get to the point where he had to throw the stuff in the trash. It's like, I can't keep living like this. I can't keep, you know, hoping or looking for an escape. You know why? Because he realized that he could save the world. That's a pretty big burden for our Rick Grimes. Our Rick Grimes didn't want to be a leader. Said it multiple times. Didn't want any of the responsibility. Said, hey, you can have that, Okafor. I don't want it. But then finally, it's like all these other people's lives mean something. See, it was really about Michonne and Judith and RJ and Rick. And then something changed. Maybe Omaha changed. Realizing, so this to me, all right, I'm going to give you major Easter egg. You're going to have to, you either saw it or you might have to watch it again. All right. Got to do it again. One more time. Come on, humor the host. Give me 999. So I'm going to give you my major Easter egg reveal from tonight. The moment that I saw it, and they tied it in beautifully. This is top-notch, excellent writing. Okay, this is perfect. Okay. Rick is watching Omaha burn to the ground. and he realized he had to do something different. He's in a helicopter with Okafor, quiet. And his story shows you that that fire in Omaha reminded him of the same fire from his father. His father did something, he had the fire there, and his father did something he thought was for the greater good. Now, Rick is watching Omaha burn and realizes, I've got to do something for the greater good. I've got to give up something to protect something. His father had to give up something to protect something. It was just so perfect. Great writing, great storytelling. Now, you kind of get that moment, and the next thing you know, boom, RPG hits a helicopter goes down, and Michonne's there. But I thought that was just an excellent, excellent tie-in. The irony of the situation, and it wasn't, I didn't think it was corny irony. I thought it was kind of like, all of us, we see things or hear songs, and it has an impact on us. And I thought the writers were able to make us feel that impact, because a lot of times when you see something on television, you see something in a movie, it's like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was ironic. I knew the car was going to stall on the train tracks and the train was going to hit the car, or the car was just going to, move out of the way, right? That's kind of ironic writing. With the time skips tonight, I thought they did a great job of making us feel what Rick felt. And at the moment, you don't know how important that scene is going to be. Like, I always really appreciate when they show you something and then it makes sense later on. That's very, very hard to do in writing. It's very hard to do in television. But this particular instance, as soon as I saw him talk about his father, it was like, oh, let's go back. Let's go back 15 minutes, and that's what happened. If she is a one-man army, Corey, maybe she is. Maybe she's got some, maybe she brought a few people with her. We're going to find out a little bit more about that in the near future. Yeah, I got a feeling she's got a little bit of help. So, one of the things that I do want to do, let's get some questions out there. A lot of great comments. You guys are like in the moment, in the emotion. I can absolutely see it. It's like, it's been nonstop typing since we started this stream. And to be honest, I kind of like a more manageable group because we can read most of the chat. There have been times where that chat has just rolled up the screen so fast, we'd have to stop the chat just to get a question in. Yep. That was B. Davis. That was right after she went on the boat and found his items. We got to have Heath somewhere, right? Bones? I mean, we could go back. I got to say, and look, it's been a long time since we talked about that key card. So I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say, Heath, that we're going to get a Heath moment. Now, I don't know where I saw this, but and this might be something that they self-correct later on. I think I recall seeing something with Scott Gimple that said the PPP didn't mean anything. Now, it might mean something now. They might go back and sort of write it in. But he had said something like it was nothing. It was just something they just used. They came up with. No direction at all. Westwood Chronic, thanks for that super chat with the series. Carol looking for Daryl. Morgan heading to Alexandria. Do you think they're setting up a new series? I do. But Westwood, I've always felt the reason that they broke it down was financial. If you stream The Walking Dead year-round, even if it's not quite as good, and it hasn't been, there's just a lot more money. It's a lot more advertising. It's not, 6 months out of a year. It's a year out of a year. But I do think that you will start to reel it back in. Do I think there's going to be a super series? Maybe at the end. I do feel like there will be a final Walking Dead series, but I think we got a couple more years of Daryl, Negan, the group. I think we got a couple more years of kind of doing it this way. Yeah, and Georgie as well. So many names that we could go back and I think they could easily build a story in. Ecom, I agree with that too. I think that everybody will sort of go their way, and then whoever, whether it's CRM or a bigger entity or whoever's out there, bigger versions of Commonwealth, that now it's not feasible for Rick and 5 other people to go take down armies of 200,000. So that would be a very interesting way to see how it plays out. You're going to have Rick and Daryl and Michonne leading, and Carol leading a whole army of people. I mean, we got to tie it in somehow. It just feels like that's a long way away. And they got to build up some troops. I'm here for the random comments. That's funny. Michonne's got to admit she stole. All right. I can definitely zoom in. I can zoom in on some of these comments. So, couple Walking Dead general questions I have for you. What's the pulse on Maggie? Let me from a 1 to a 10. What is the Maggie acceptance vibe at this point? Nobody gonna give her a 10? There we go. There we go. Now, Kales, that's not right. What Ecom did, now that was right. I mean, come on, give her a break. Give her a break. She's trying. She's trying. I mean, I think everybody's still mad at her because she left the show. I mean, I don't have anything. Maggie's an 8. Maggie's an 8 to me. I never had her as a 10 on the show. But I mean, I don't hate her. Ron, I'm not going to fight you on that one. Yeah, I think. See, that's probably why. That's probably why. If not bringing much to the story, because at this point, it's, is she going to stab Negan in his sleep, or is she just going to move on from it? I get it. I know it's hard, but they've told that story quite a bit. And I think that's the frustration. Okay, but one could argue that they've done the same thing with Morgan. But Morgan is not as disliked as Maggie. And Morgan give a hell of a speech. Like a long, long speech, like a 5-minute speech. See that, and Westwood, I think, asked a question earlier. See, that's why I thought The Walking Dead was so good. But you pay people a lot of money to give those speeches. But when they were all on the same show, it just seemed to work, right? Hey. Hey. I mean, for 5 years, I thought the only word Daryl knew was hey. And then he got his own series. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right. Right, Maggie? I mean, it was a lot. We're the ones who live. I'm going to tell you this, though. Like, if there's one thing I'm super proud of, and I guess it has been 6 years now, right? Because they blew the bridge up in 2018. Oh, my goodness. Of all the predictions that we've ever done, it was that Rick would be a badass that would learn to shoot, learn to fight. I mean, who would have known he'd learn to fly helicopters too? Like, that was our prediction. Like, they are going to make Rick like a sci-fi superhero. And they kind of did. He's like the $6 million man. I mean, so who knows? Rick and Michonne, tag team, throw a few more people in there. Here's the challenge that I have. And then we'll wind it up and we'll do this again during the week. So the challenge that I have, and I'm not going to lower my score from a 10 because I love The Walking Dead is back. I'm not mad at CRM yet. Like, is Rick going to be on the run, or is he going to try to blow up an operation that didn't really do anything wrong to him except keep him from leaving? That's my challenge at this point with what happens next. I'm still waiting to see where the bad stuff is. It is absolutely going to be complicated because what's going on in Philadelphia? Is Rick going to, tell these people outside the city, hey, there's something better for you, and make them revolt? So I do think it comes back to the secrets. Rick he's got to find out what these secrets are. And to me, the story is this. We've answered this question. I'm going to answer one more question for you guys. Why did Rick not get into good graces with the CRM and have them go save his family? Leave in chat right now why you think that happened. Why not just play ball and say, hey, I'm going to be your man. And, hey, 30 people, bring them back. No, it's because the CRM blows up cities and kills people. That's why they don't want to save people. They really don't. And I think that's the secrets that we're going to find out. Like, we're going to find out that the CRM is massacring people. So that's the storyline. That's the hatred. The people that were brought in are going to be the people that hate the CRM. And that's going to be our revenge storyline. We got to have a revenge storyline. And with that, we have to have a higher level of evil. Now, I'm just going to put this out there right now. Whoever, I don't know. This is going to be my craziest, boldest prediction ever. Somebody impactful is running this operation. Maybe it's Rick's brother. Maybe Rick's brother. We're going to get down to the very end of The Walking Dead. And it's just got to be something that blows us away. Like all this time. Could it be such a small world that it's family? Could Rick's long-lost brother be in Philadelphia building up armies? Or could it be somebody that we've already seen in the Walking Dead universe? That would be cool. And then we would necessarily have to be introduced to a new villain. But start to think of some names. Let's do one more thing and then we'll wrap up the stream. Think of someone in the Walking Dead universe that we have not seen in a long time that you might think could be out there and could be one of the higher ups causing all this mayhem. Leave it in chat right now. Somebody that maybe we've forgotten about. Don't say Travis. Travis is dead. Dr. Jenner, Heath, Madison. Madison's everywhere. Governor's brother, the mayor. It's Otis. I love. Well, I know Eugene would be awfully flattered, but it ain't Eugene. It ain't Abraham. All right, you know what? We'll hold off on that. That might be too bold of a prediction. Let's get a little bit more Walking Dead under. No, come on. Not going there. All right. Rosita. Simon would have been perfect. Oh, don't get me started on Simon. All right. Hey, everybody. One last time. Have we changed anybody's mind? Leave your final score in chat right now. I'm keeping mine at a 10. Mine is at a 10, no doubt about it. Walking Dead is back, and we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about it. We're trying to get a... Would you guys be down for a weekday, a Tuesday or a Thursday bold prediction? All right, if you guys are interested in doing a midweek stream, just so people will get off my back and say, what happened? You know, he doesn't have everybody in his live streams anymore. Whatever he said. All right. We'll get together. We'll funnel. We'll talk about some stuff. We'll set up either a Tuesday night or a Thursday night. Thursday might work a little bit better. The only thing is we got to be careful because you guys know the spoilers are out there at that point. So sometimes it's a little difficult because some asshat will come in. It's like, hey, I watched it already and this happens. But, we try to keep it cool and everybody. Kills is an A. Maybe. I don't know. I'm a C. I'm going to see y'all this week. How about that? All right. Donnie T on the backup. I got one more announcement. This is not necessarily a plug, but I do want to share this with you guys. We're about a week away from launching. You guys know we play our game we created. It's a RPG, Play Dead Live. We stream it several times a week. That's not what I want to talk to you guys about. PlayDeadLive.com should launch within 2 weeks. So even if you are not a Play Dead Live player, if you like our trivia streams, if you like Walking Dead, if you want to set up an account to see what our schedule is, all of the above, we will now have a way for you guys. This is something we've been working on for 3 years. We've been testing really quite a bit the last couple weeks. So what we'd like to do is have you guys sign up for a couple of different reasons. Because we're going to have an auction house. We're going to have prizes we give away. So even if you don't play online games, you can log in, create an account. Don't do it yet. We're still in a test mode. But in a couple weeks, we will set it up. You don't have to create a character. You can just set up an inventory account. And, we can do shirts. We can do Funko Pops. We can do Walking Dead items. So many cool things. And we're going to continue to build online games. We got a fishing game we created. It's a very low-budget fishing game. It's fun. But we're going to work on building a zombie shooter game. And it's us. It's all us. It's our channel. It's 999. And it certainly has the pulse of each and every one of you. So we appreciate those of you that watch Play Dead Live, and even though I know many of you don't have time to play, but the website is a little bit different, and you can go in 24/7, and we have a blast doing it. So more to come on that, but you will hear me talk about that next couple streams. Once it's live, I'm going to say, hey, go in, sign up at Play Dead Live, check out our schedule. You'll know when we're doing streams and all of that. And once again, I cannot thank you guys enough for your support. Give me 999s in chat right now one last time, because I am going to do a shout out for all of our fans, all of our subs, all the people who support this channel. I just want to personally say thank you, Busy Bee, Corey Gaines. I'm sorry, I always call you Corey Gaines. Corey Karras. Maybe. Hopefully I said it right. I always butcher Corey's name. Maggie B, Mist, Father Ron, Amy Bones, Westwood Chronic, Ocean Man, Sea Kayak, Crazy L, Crimson Tide, Becca, thank you for being here. Valar, Mambo, Elizabeth G, good to see you. Jesus, thank you so much. We got Deadly Dives, Marsha Cooper, Gemstone, Trigger, Donnie T, 1189 Paris, Cassandra, Brenda. I mean, these are the names that I recognize. You guys have been here for like 6-7 years on our streams. So, unbelievable. Thank you so much. Appreciate each and every one of you. We'll be back to do this again. Let's try to do it on Thursday. And so we'll definitely get a midweek stream going. And we'll also, the more we stream, the more good ideas that come out. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. And I will see you all Thursday. Unless you're watching Play Dead Live, we'll see you Monday. We'll see you Wednesday. We'll see you Friday. Almost every night of the week. You guys have a great night. Talk to you all soon. Peace.